will be no more. So let's discuss what we do know. And I think everyone agrees that we have to assess the conventional risk factors for cardiovascular outcomes in individuals with lupus. Unfortunately, the literature suggests that we don't actually record having done that very often. And when we do record that we've assessed it, we may not act when it's abnormal. And I don't want to make any of you feel guilty, because one of the first studies demonstrating this was from our group, demonstrating that we didn't do it. So I think one of the great leaps forward is going to be that we have to actually take the responsibility of verifying what's known and acting upon it. And I think Ian Bruce made a great point today that the key is probably having support, having additional support in a busy clinic who are going to take charge of actually making sure that these things happen. The second sort of component is, of course, the unconventional risk factors, which are really twofold. I spent about 10 years of my life trying to tease apart the synergy between corticosteroids, disease activity, and cardiovascular outcomes. It's rather difficult because, as we all know, we use corticosteroids to acutely manage disease activity. So that to some extent, one can discover that corticosteroids are related to something rather akin to identifying blood transfusions as a cause of death. So the clever move was actually finding a mathematician by the name of Ian Carp, who spent 5 years of his doctoral life working on how to distinguish and dissect the two, and demonstrating that both were important. And I think clearly we now believe that both disease activity and prednisone are the bad actors. We heard from several speakers tonight, just now, Mundo, explaining how corticosteroids are not only bad, but are likely things that I have no doubt that the increasing armamentarium that will be developed for lupus is going to eliminate the need for corticosteroids the way we know it, and will control the disease activity. It's clear in rheumatoid arthritis that controlling the disease activity eliminates your cardiovascular risk, and I think this will be true for lupus. I'd like to thank you all for listening, and I just want you to know that we are going to finish a few minutes early. All of the other speakers